There is no word in English language for the ultimate truth. The words like consciousness, awareness, they all fell short when examined properly. Consciousness, awareness, they always imply to a subject-object relationship, and it suggests that it is something which makes you aware of, conscious of something else. So there is always a subject-object relationship. However, in Sanskrit language, there are few words which describe it very closely. The word like Chaitanya. The ultimate reality is also called Chaitanya or Chitti. Now this Chaitanya has two aspects. One is the Prakasha and the second is Vimarsha. Prakasha aspect is, Prakasha means to enlighten or the ability to know, the ability which makes you to know something. That is called Prakasha, to enlighten something. So let's contemplate on this. Whenever you see something, whenever you hear something, you smell something, touch, taste, any thought, you can only know anything by these six limbs. So if you know your experiences through five senses and your mind, then that means there is something which is throwing light on your seeing. For example, if I am seeing this glass, then essentially it means that I am seeing this inside me. So I am seeing, I am observing the seeing of this glass. Now if I ask this question, what is the difference between knowing and seeing? Then I will find that there is no difference between knowing and seeing. Seeing is knowing itself. The knowing and seeing are not happening in a gap. It's a simultaneous process. So when you see, you know. When you know, you see. There is no gap. As soon as you see, you know. As soon as you hear, the sound happens and you hear it. So knowing is essentially happening at the same time when the hearing, touching, smelling, tasting is happening, or thinking is happening. So when thinking is happening, knowing is happening. So knowing is the essential element which is present in thinking, touch, smell, taste, seeing, hearing. Now this knowing, which is continuous in all these experiences, is necessary to enlighten everything, every experience. So this knowing is the Prakasha. Light of knowing is the Prakasha. The second aspect of Chaitanya is Vimarsha. Vimarsha can also be said as Shakti. Now again, there is no word in English language which can give exact meaning of Vimarsha. Vimarsha means a quality of knowing itself. So there are two aspects. One is you are the knowing of everything, right? It seems to be a subject object thing, but knowing of everything is Prakasha. Due to this knowing, you know everything. You know the existence through this knowing. This is Prakasha. And what is Vimarsha? Vimarsha is the quality of this knowing to know itself, the self awareness, the quality of knowing yourself. This is Vimarsha. This is also called Shakti. Prakasha aspect is also known as Shiva. Vimarsha aspect is also known as Shakti. And when Shiva and Shakti meets, that's called Chaitanya. Self-aware awareness. The light that can see itself. You take any experience and you will find Shiva and Shakti there. If you are seeing this screen, essentially, as we discussed, the seeing and knowing are happening at one instant, simultaneously. So when you are knowing, you are seeing, and when you are seeing, you are knowing. Now, when you are seeing this screen, when you are knowing this screen, that's your Shiva aspect. Everything you experience is Shiva only. Everything you experience is Shiva only. You hear something. You hear not a sound. You hear the hearing itself, or you know the hearing. So the knowing of the hearing and the hearing are the same thing. They are happening at the same time, same place. And you cannot differentiate between the hearing and knowing of hearing. Like you cannot differentiate between seeing and knowing of seeing. When you contemplate these kind of things, stick with your experience, don't use your mind. If you use your mind, then you will lose the entire objective. Because when you use your mind, you cannot even see objects properly. Your mind always obscures your experience. You cannot experience when you are thinking. I am talking about a very literal manner. You cannot fully experience something if you are thinking. You are always going to superimpose or put some labels on that experience, and you stop experiencing it fully. In order to fully experience, you have to stop thinking. That's number one rule. Okay, so everything that you experience is Shiva, because you only experience the knowing. you do not experience any object. You experience the knowing only. For example, there is a figure in a sculpture. There is a stone sculpture and there is a figure or there is a face. The figure appears different from the stone, but actually it's the stone only. Maya is seeing the figure. Enlightenment is seeing the stone. Maya is seeing this person as someone outside you who is talking, available on this screen. This is Maya. Enlightenment is just knowing that this experience, when a person is speaking and I am listening to him, seeing him, the entire experience is happening inside me. And I am knowing it inside me. If I am knowing it inside me, then it's my own self. It will take some time for you to digest all these things because you are so conditioned. You are so much conditioned from your past many lives. It will take some time, but don't worry, I am here. So, you know the knowing only. You do not know any objects. Now, everything that you experience or know is Shiva. Simultaneously, you have this amazing power to know yourself. If I ask any single person on this planet and ask him, are you aware? Do you exist? He will say, yes, I will exist. So when he is saying that I exist, he is knowing himself or herself. He is not referring to any sight, smell, touch, taste, or any experience. He will not say that I answered yes to this question because I can see, or because I can listen, because I can think, because I can touch, smell, taste. No. Anyone can answer in this manner, but if you ask them to go deeper and then again answer it. For example, if someone says that, okay, if I have no experience, that means I does not exist, I do not exist. Okay. In deep sleep, you have no experience. You neither have body, you nor have mind. You are deep sleep. So, what is there in the deep sleep? He can say, okay, let's assume that I do not exist in the deep sleep. Now, if you do not exist in the deep sleep, what comes back to the body in morning? Or if you listen to an alarm, fire happens inside your house. Who wakes up? You are absent, you are not there. So if you are not experiencing anything, that does not mean you are not there. You are still there. You still exist even if you are not experiencing anything. That means the existence is not dependent on these five senses and mind. This is called Vimarsha. This quality of knowing yourself independent of five senses and mind, all these experiences, you still exist, and knowing this fact is called Vimarsha. Once you know that you are the Prakasha, you are the Vimarsha, and then when Shiva and Shakti combine, you are the essence. You are the essence of every experience.